Well, I've been working at this for a while and I've put together some of my favorite things that I use, and frankly, the truth is this is all a bunch of Chinese junk that was made very cheaply. But I went through and I tested it, and let's be honest, the vast majority of the stuff that we buy for our hobbies is probably made in China and is probably not the highest quality. All that to be said, we still got to know, hey, what should we be using? What should we not be using when we try to do our hobbies, especially when you're getting started into a hobby like customizing Hot Wheels. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've also found some of the things that I really like, and so I put together a little box to hopefully make it so that you can do this a lot quicker and easier than me, instead of ordering a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't work. Maybe you can go through this a lot quicker and use the stuff that I have here. I do have it for sale on my site on Mercari, but you can also go and buy it all individually as well. It'll probably cost you more buying it individually because I buy it in bulk and then I break it up. So that way it's easier for you. So going through this, first of all, I do have a small Dremel tool, and once again, this is a very low-powered Dremel tool, but it has a rechargeable battery inside of it, and then it also comes with different chucks and different attachments, so that way you can put different size drill bits in there, different cutoff discs. There's a polishing disc as well. There's no polishing compound in here, but then there's also a tiny little charging cable, and so you can put all this in there, and this is all the power that you really need to customize Hot Wheels. People make the mistake of trying to use a drill, a high-powered drill, to customize their Hot Wheels, but the truth is the drill is way too much power. The next thing that we have different types of drill bits. This is a drill bit right here for when you customize a Hot Wheel, you want to be able to drill these rivets out. And so I drill a small hole in the center, which I later put a screw into. And then I also drill the bigger rivet out. And this right here, this drill bit is 1/16 inch. Or 1.5 millimeters. 1/16 inch, in my experience, works better. And then this right here, this is a 1/8 inch, which is probably just a little too small, but the reason why I use a 1/8 inch is because a 1/8 inch fits really well into this Dremel type tool, and so because it fits so well in there, I just keep using the 1/8 inch. And the brand that I use these Cobalt drill bits from Owl, which you can buy these on Amazon. They're not terribly expensive. So this Owl drill bit right here, and then I also have the bigger one, the 1/8 inch drill bits as well. And so those are the drill bits that I use. I made the mistake of using high-speed steel drill bits. Those just don't work as well. They wear down really fast. So yeah, so we've got those drill bits. I've got a couple of the 1/16 inch, and then I've got a couple of the 1/8 inch as well. And then the other thing that I have a 2 millimeter drill tap. Now this is something that you've got to be really careful with, and the reason why is because it's meant to tap the inside of that hole that you drill. So when you drill into here, you'll have to go in and tap it, and it will actually put the grooves in there for you to put a screw in. And so what you do is, I've got this super cool hand tool. You put it into here, and you've got to do it by hand. And you actually put the tap in there, and you take a little bit of the metal out, and then you undo it, and then you do it again, and then you undo it. And the best thing to do with this, to make sure that you don't break the tap off on the inside of that hole, I don't include this in the box because, frankly, this is just a mess if I try to ship it, but you can buy this on Amazon as well, and this makes your life really easy. It's called Tap Magic cutting fluid, but you can use any kind of cutting fluid, and the cutting fluid works really well if you're trying to drill or if you are trying to tap the screw. So you can buy that as well. Then the other thing that I include is 2mm screws, 2mm by 3mm long. You notice 2 by 3. So you don't want them to be too long, because if they're too long, then you've got to drill a really deep hole. But I only have a 2mm by 3mm screw. The other things that I include, so these drill bits, they sometimes I'll include them, sometimes I'm not really. They're just made for wood. They're not really all that beneficial, but they often come with this. They come from China with this, so I just include these with them. But they're really not meant to cut through steel as much. But you can you can drill through plastic and whatnot. These right here are absolutely phenomenal when you are trying to do little touch-up paints. I love, like for instance, you'll notice there's no taillights on this car right here, but you can use something like this to use to put the detail on the taillights. Same thing with this. These are often sold at hobby stores for $10 for this entire thing, which is an absolute ripoff. But once again, I buy them in bulk and then I break them up. And same thing with this, I buy them in bulk and break them up to make it so that you can get these. To be honest, between the two of these are by far my favorite. These ones are really good, especially if you're trying to cover a larger area. But for really intricate detail, I like doing this. And one of the reasons why, too, is you can buy the paint brushes, but the paint brushes, then you've got to clean them all the time, and I just like throwing stuff away when I'm done with it. So yeah. And then the other things that I include, I've got these pliers, which once again, they're not super special pliers. This one right here are diagonal snips, so you use these to cut off the plastic wheels. And then this right here, you use these to cut off the metal pins if you're trying to do wheel swaps without drilling. So these are both included in there as well. And then we've got a pair of tweezers, which these tweezers aren't anything phenomenal, not super strong or anything, but they are really good for holding, especially when you're doing like water slide decals or just trying to get like small details. You can be really detailed with the tweezers. And then last but certainly not least, we've got this really cool screwdriver set. And with this screwdriver set, you've got all the screwdrivers that you could possibly need, especially with that tiny, the 2mm by 3mm screws. You have all the screws that screw heads that you need in here, and you just take this out, and then you can use the screwdrivers like this right here. You can use this, and it's such a tiny little head that you would be able to screw that in right there. Other than that, that's pretty much what's included, which is really all that you would need. Like I said, feel free to look for all these all yourself. My goal in putting this little box together was to make it easier, cheaper for you to be able to do it, because I do break it up and make it so that you can have your own little thing, and I put it all in one box like this. Costs a lot more to put it all together by yourself, but you know, if there's something that you don't need, like if you already have a little Dremel tool, you know, that's probably the biggest bulk cost in this. And then I put it all together. It looks a lot prettier when I put it together, but then I'm able to ship it out just like this, and then you can have it and start your hobby as cheap as humanly possible. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that comes in there. Now, if you want to do different wheel swaps, I do have other things for sale as well, or you can go onto AliExpress, try to find the different things that you like, or eBay, or wherever, and you can find the wheels that you like. But yeah, hopefully this was beneficial, and I'll put out some more content that shows how to use it all.